be coming in like... And it only gets harder. Hey buddies, it's Will of DA Games. Welcome to 2023. Late video, and I'm sure you've probably seen some Let's Plays beforehand, but yes, we are in 2023 at the moment. And boy howdy, what a crazy year last year was, right? Not just for the content creator grind, but for the world, really. We'd just gotten out the pandemic, and it's just as I suspected. We pent up so much during the pandemic that we let it all out in 2022. And I think there's still some remaining over in 2023, but people be people. Such is how we're going to be working with our projects this year. But first, a quick recap. I feel like it's healthy to have a recap of what these years have been doing for us. So unlike 2021, we actually released more projects this year than we ever thought we could, especially music. To start with just, music, we made Freaky Machine at the very beginning, a remix of some of the other bendy songs that I did for an indie cross. For the fan-made Friday Night Funkin' project, Indie Cross. And yes, I'm still here. I'm just procrastinating.
I need to work.
But Freaky Machine was released as part of a bonus track for Indie Cross, which then made its way and soared up in the skies. It was really cool. I'd also started on Flash Drive SSD, which is a remake of the 2020 album Flash Drive, with extended stuff too. We released like 3 singles. We had Blue, Gold, and Green. We did several concerts. I even performed at MPC, which was something we were scheduled to do in 2020, but pandemic will be damned. It became slowly one of my favorite places to perform and have fun with people and meet up, and it was a super cool place. It'll always be in my memories. And this year is gonna be no different. Well, yeah, there's a different location, but you get what I mean. I also made headway with Iris. I started my story, essentially. No more new music, but obviously we had more story to it. We introduced Vegala, the Vegala Infinity, and 2 realms, Hitherthal and Yonderthal, throughout that whole thing. And as of right now, I'm gonna be talking about that later. But yeah, more headspace on Iris. Bantamation, we were still chugging along. We didn't make anything too viral, but we were still on the head heels of something super popular last year. So it just kept growing because of, well, if I have to call the elephant out of the room, God of War, which will always be my favorite game. It will always be my favorite game until something beats it, but the bar's so high now. With Ragnarok releasing, our speedrun gained so much more traction and we got to 2 million views. The channel's already at 40k nearly. That's insane. And I still get to work with my best buddy Dex. And then personally, if you haven't noticed in the face cams, I've moved house. That was all something I did last year. I've nearly lived at this house for a whole year now. It's nuts. And we've expanded on our projects, and it just keeps going and going and going. So, what about this year? That did not hurt, by the way. Well, more of what we're doing. Let's start with DA. The pink. We had a little bit of a rebrand, nothing too different. Obviously the same logo of the last 2 years, I believe. Just thicker and more polished, more symmetrical. And obviously it's no longer purple, it's kind of like this strawberry pink. It almost feels desserty, like I'd eat that color. You know what I mean? As for songs, I hope that this year will be the year we get to release the full album of Flash Drive SSD. Last year, you were subject to 3 public releases and 1 exclusive live performance of one that hasn't been released. That one has changed a little bit, but it's bigger and better and broader and crazy. Harder, better, faster, stronger. We also finally released DA Founders Pack number 2. The sequel. Combination of so many songs that we've done over the years. I can't believe it. It's been 8 years that we've been doing DA Games content for music. Well, in technicality, we started DA Games back in January 2014, so actually, it's 9 years. We've almost been doing this for a whole decade. It's crazy. Culmination of all that stuff, and it's pretty cool. We also released the radio edit of our next Cuphead song, Cup de Grace, which is odd. I thought that would make news. Guess it didn't. Oh well. But we actually planned to have a full extended version of the song and a lyric video, the same vein lyric video we're doing with Brothers in Arms. If you're a member of the channel, you actually get to see previews of what we've been doing for this big giant video. And we're gonna have more content soon, as we've just been having a few more updates. As you know, we have the Among Us guy, Huggy Wuggy, and Boyfriend as our enemies. So that wasn't the whole video. A lot of people said, is that it? Is that it? Full extended video, same vein and everything, so it's gonna be really cool. That's also coming this year. Also in the second Founders Pack, we kind of teased that we're doing a Poppy Chapter 2 song and Bending Dark Revival song. Yes, those are also going to come as well. When? I have no idea. I guess we'll see. But I have demos for them, and I am working with those demos. If you're hearing, like, clicking in the background, that's Odin climbing his cage. That's another thing in our Let's Plays. You might have heard Odin in the background. We've given him subtitles. He's like my thoughts when I'm editing the video. I look at myself, and I sometimes criticize myself, so I use Odin as the character for that. Also, if you're looking for DA Knockout stuff, you're in luck. We have so much planned for that. We have a sequel in the works to the Knockout movie that we did, the Solitaire one. We won't reveal too much about what's happening happening in there, but it's bouncy and it's real cool, which gives us plenty more exposure to talk about Solitude, my original story, which will introduce the character Xavier just a little bit more as well. Look out for that, and more DA knockout stuff in the future. So just basically, DA Games is just going to do more of what it's already doing. Exciting shit. Iris. So, the color red. I pointed at blue then. DA Games is not colorblind. He is not responsible for anybody who is colorblind. I have been making headway on my current projects at the moment with Iris. A lot of the stuff that I've talked about, Solitude, Iris, you can find all that stuff out on my own personal channel, Will Ryan Originals, which is where our stories are going to start taking place. I've been using this thing a hell of a lot more recently for drafting out story ideas, building universes, drawing things out that I always wanted to have drawn out. And the Behemoth arc is making headway. I've got a whole prologue pretty much written nearly. I mean, I started drawing really random castles and everything. Things that I've always been wanting to do for a while. Character references and stuff, like just a lot of different things. And of course, you won't be able to see this, but the huge spider diagrams for characters and everything. Like I've been working. And of course, this year I'd hope to work on the community Discord thing for Jaws of Vegala, the sequel to Jaws of Dawn. I hope to work on that sometime during the autumn/winter period. So something I'm not really thinking about too much, but I have a lot of ideas down already. And then I obviously have Pandorium, which is my anthology series, a series of short stories. Lately, I've just been pulling out my iPad a lot for reference. I also have this little project, Mercy's Garden, which is another one of those short stories that I've been wanting to focus on the Will Ryan channel. And even more stuff like Living Life Without the Cord. Hey, single. Basically, it's a huge storytelling year, and Iris is one of the biggest ones that I'm tackling. We'll move over to Bantamation. There's obviously going to be a lot of content that we have. I mean, every 2 weeks we have something. So we'll either have one normal cartoon or we'll have Machinima Bands. It'll just be more of that. But for certain games that you might be excited about, I mean, we've got the God of War Ragnarok speedrun that we're hoping to work on. Bendy in the Dark Revival. If you like that game and you like Bendy, then that's coming up. We also have the Ink Machine speedrun already up there. If you like Pokemon, we have one of those in the works. If you like Sonic, we're having another one of those in the works. And we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing on there, and it's been working out for us. It's been nice. We just hope to do more of that. We are currently about to release a single called Living Life Without the Cord. So that's going to be cool, which is also hopefully going to be based on another short story that's going to be in Pandorium. A lot more of that will be revealed later down the line, but it's going to be a very productive year for big endeavors and content. And I'm going to be talking about that kind of content later down the line in a sort of way that I feel like I've kind of outgrown just staying in the same place. It will all be explained. But yeah, if any of that entices you, that basically we are working as hard as we can, and we're going to be as many conventions as we can, the same ones that we were at last year, we're just going to be at again. Speaking of NPC, if you haven't yet, you can get a normal ticket over on their website, and we're going to be in North Carolina in
The end of July.
I was trying to burp, that's why it wasn't coming out. Basically, a productive fucking year for us. And basically, I'm living life, happy, and things are going great. Hopefully, you get to see more of that real soon. But of course, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking by us all this time. And if you like what you saw here, go like and subscribe, share for friends and family, maybe your dog. Check out DA Games Official on Twitter for news information on music, animations, let's plays, and live streams. I'm Will at DA Games, and we are really bringing 2023 into some big jam-packed bullcrap. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff. And if you're excited for any of those, I'll see you over here or on the Will Ryan channel. Peace out!